SA ngingena kanjena ke namhlanje as today ngiphathele ke the news namhlanje esinazo. I'm just going to quickly just highlight the news now namhlanje. As you know, namhlanje I'm just giving you deep stories in namhlanje in sports ke deep yesterday, and also on Tuesday we had matches from UEFA Champions League in Lethelama results. Also NBA has started from yesterday. Isiqalile NBA league sekusukile lokho. As well, cricket T20 is continuing. Ngizonilethela nakhona ama results akhona ukuthi kwenzakalani. Agnes Tirop, her husband arrested in Kenya. The story I covered a few weeks last week, or maybe a week before last. Ngikhavile story sakhe after the lady was stabbed. Ngizobe sengiqhubeka nase story ukuthi wenzani. Australian Open unvaccinated players unlikely to be allowed completely. Bakhuluma ke lapha bazoke ngizobe sengithinta indaba ukuthi Australia bathini izithinta i-tennis, then ke as a moto zithi Red Bull Crystal Horner questions missed the speed gains ke lapha kwi-F1. Also I'm going to be talking about NBA and COVID-19 vaccination. All-star Carl Irving is a center of a debate over where it to be vaccinated. Lapha ke bakhuluma ngendaba story sika Irving engasicover before, and this so continues even today. Shithi ke it's more than 3 weeks story sakhe going all over kungekho ushintsho. And also ke there is a comment ke ithinta nje kakhulu all the players, even the big stars ke as NBA ithinta indaba ze-vaccine. Like I said before in this show, I usually say this when I go out in the show or when I introduce or greet you in the show, ukuthi let's take care of ourselves and also make sure that we get vaccinated, even if you're a player or the fan that is watching the sports or following the sports. When you go to the different places, let's get vaccinated, because there will be laws that are forcing us to get vaccinated, like the story that I just needed to cover right now. So story, let me just read a glimpse kancane story sithini. The build up to the new NBA season has been dominated by debates over whether players should be vaccinated against coronavirus. Bakhuluma lapho ukuthi is the players should be vaccinated, those who are playing basketball in NBA, but this is what is happening in right now in NBA. Almost 90% of the NBA players got vaccinated already. This star player, one of the one that you know, Kyle Irving, who plays for Brooklyn Nets, together with one of the legends, Uchirand. He didn't get vaccinated, and he doesn't want to get vaccinated. And for the past weeks, ubengavunyelwa ngisho ungena kuma facilities team in New York. Akwazanga ngisho ungena abesejimini ne-team because he is not vaccinated. The laws NBA athi you should get vaccinated to play in the game. The story continues similar, even more and more players amakhulu eswaziyo, including LeBron James ekade sengikhulumile before ukuthi LeBron James naye uyakhuluma. But let me just quickly and say ukuthi basketball great LeBron James says he decided to get the coronavirus vaccine because it best suits him and his family and friends. Bakhuluma lapha LeBron James lokade ngimentioned before, the 36-year-old star basketball. Or yabona nje when wazi ibhola, when you know Messi, naye Messi with basketball, if ngingasho in that way. Bayaqhubeka bathi some have refused to confirm their status or say they will not be jabbed. James said it was not his place to judge others or pursued people to get injection. Abanye ke abafuna ukureveala live or public ukuthi ke they are vaccinated or not. It include even other sports codes with tennis, I've read one of the stories, but I didn't cover I didn't review the story because itori nazo namhlanje lezi zikhona, and the others ziningi itori. One of the stars naye kwi tennis na akafuni ukuveza uRoger Federer akafuni ukuvela obala ukuthi ke is he vaccinated or not as well. Sisakhuluma ngalokho, let's just quickly go kule story ukuthi ke bathini. As you know ukuthi tennis kade ikhona lapha ke India Open ke of which it was a very great competition, and now the competition is siyahamba ke siya Australia sizodlala Australian Open, and then ke istory masiqala sithi ke players who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 unlikely to be allowed into the country of for Australian Open, says the leader of states which has tournament is held. Abase Australia ke baphikisana nalokho bathi ke abafuni ngoba kuzoba ne competition in January ezobeke Australian Open ezobeke lapha ke Australia, bathi ke ngeke bevumele ukuthi ama players angene kwi country enga vaccinated. Beshuthi even if you're a star ngeke ukwazi ukungena khona. These are the words abawasho you. But I don't think an unvaccinated tennis player is going to get a visa to come into this country, said the Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews. If they did get a visa, they'll probably have to quarantine for a couple of weeks. Nakho se confirm ke lapha ke uVictoria ukuthi ke even though ngeke bewathola ama visa, but ke mabefika bazo quarantine for weeks so that bezokwazi ukungena le competition, because kwamanje kusayichosa ukuthi ke you get vaccinated or not or kwamanje. And they might qhubeka la ke uVictoria uthi ke the virus doesn't care what your tennis ranking is or how many grand slams have you won. It's completely irrelevant. You need to be vaccinated to keep yourself safe, to keep others safe. As I usually say in the show, we must keep ourselves safe and make other people esihlangana nabo noma abaseduze kwethu safe ukuthi ke let's get vaccinated. And ke iCovid-19 ayinandaba ngempela ukuthi ke ubani une-title engakanani urenka kuphi, says uVictoria here in the story. As I still continue with the news ngempela this COVID-19 ayimile maybe ngongakhulunywa ngayo kakhulu in the radios, but akushintshe ukuthi coronavirus still exists and there's still people who get sick, there's still people who dies because of the coronavirus really affects each and every individual, even politics, even here in sports, even human ngokuhlukana kwabo, even if you're old or young iyak affects wena muntu. As I continue with the sport news, there are also as well as sad news. Esaswazile last time Agnes Tirop got stabbed and died. By the way, she's the youngest athlete, who's 25, who's been completing the competition. You ran 5,000 meters as an athlete. He was the youngest to win the medal and breaking the records, but by the way a few weeks ago he got stabbed and at his own house, and then he when the story says here, police in Kenya have arrested the husband of a record-breaking long-distance runner Agnes Tirop, who was stabbed to death at home. Njoba tisengishilo ke sebamveza ke umlisa ukuthi ke igama lakho Ibrahim Rotich, who was detailed to be coastal city of Mombasa, will face charges once investigating are complete, as the officials said. Amaphoyisa asho ukuthi ke umlisa ke lo ubanjiwe ethu yaphuma eya kwi neighboring country ebalekela ke the case ekade ke ivulekile after bembeka as umsolwa after ukufa ke konkosikazi wakhe Agnes, and he was found guilty after the death of Agnes Tirop. Rest in peace Tirop, lapho the young athletes. We really loved watching the young ones doing wonders in sports. I said before, there's a story of F1. As you know, F1 is still continues. The battle is still on. We are 6 races down now. There are 6 races left, but here in New Zealand already in China 2022 in Shanghai has been cancelled. Ngeke ikwazi ke ukuthi ke ibe khona. Those are the sad news ke, but the happy the exciting news is the F1 zithi ke next day F1 izodlala for 34 weeks during ukuthi ke abafuna ukuthi beclash with a soccer World Cup ezobe ikhona from November. So the competition is going to end before November, but I'm going to give you the dates in next week kahle sengiconfirmile with my sources ukuthi ke azobe irace ke izophela nini ye F1 to all those F1 followers like myself. Okay, la history ke bengizosikhaver namhlanje sithi Red Bull Christian Horner questions Mercedes speeds gains ke uya complain ke lapha ke Christian Horner waka Red Bull the rivalry ucomplaina ngeimoto zaka Mercedes ukuthi ke imoto ka Max Verstappen Hamilton on the last race ucomplaina ukuthi ke he was gaining speed. He's supposed ukuthi ke engabe lama speed gain the way he usually does, because we know ukuthi ke F1 kahle these are the laws ukuthi ke if engine yakho ifa in during the race ifa or during the competition ke uma usuyikhiphile isifile engine mele ufake enye the engines ke enifakayo vele uqala you use the best engine ukuze win competition, but engine oyifakayo should be less than the one okade uyisebenzisa kancane mele nje ibe ngaphansi kwayo. But is questioning uyakhuluma is mentioning the Red Bull the rival Christian we are mentioning ukuthi ke why ngempela ama speed bewagaina kanjena, because eqaleni imoto yakhe after icrashile uVerstappen naye yakhe engine ifile, but ispeed yena anaso si less than lesade naso before, but now ispeed anaso Hamilton was even more in this race, because you know ukuthi ke during the qualifications Hamilton hit the first spot and then ngenxa penalty wehla wa dropper was ku 11 spots, and then ku 11 spots ke esidlala irace ke was racer until he finished the race at the 5th spot. Nakhona ke complain ngeteam yakhe, but I'm not going to mention that. I talk about that before ukuthi kwenzakaleni in this the race is still on. Max Verstappen uphambili ngama-point ushiya Hamilton go 6 points, of which if 6 races down we don't know what is going to be happening. Hamilton ke I know ukuthi he has many chances ukuthi le competition engayiwina due to his engine right now, and uMercedes ke leyo claim eyenziwe ke uRed Bull ke is against Yona. By the way, the last story, Cristiano rescued Manchester United after UEFA Champions League game engizoyimenshina ukuthi ke ihambe kanjani, and the story says mayiqhubeka ukuthi ke onoglasoshe after room ibe tent ke dressing room ye Manchester United before the game. For the previous 2 games it's been tense kakhulu because Soshe ugxeka abadlali because of the games that they were playing, and even the league they dropped into the 6th spots, but luckily in this UEFA Champions League game they were able to win 3-2. And let me just quickly go to the results njengoba ngishilo ama matches starting from Tuesday ukuthi ke ahambe kanjani UEFA Champions League. Awuthi ke ngiqale ku match day 3 ngizoqala ngeBackstars ibidlala neSporting officially Sporting siwinile ngo 4-1. Then iClub Brugge was hosting Manchester City, officially Manchester City won 5-1 against iClub Brugge. And then ke masiqhubeka before I continue looking at what is happening in Man City squad, they still don't have the striker, but they have the wingers, they have all the players, and looking at this game, there are 4 different players who scored in the match, of which calls with Ngempela Manchester City, every player scores and every goal counts. to them, thanks to that. And also as well into the match, Real Madrid, of which again a corner, there's a story that I need to cover before I continue with the results. 18 dage current Benzema, but the story sakhe in full detail and next week. Real Madrid won 5-0 against the Shakhtar Donetsk, of which corner ukora magoli by Vanis Jr., Ibrace, Rodrigo, Benzema at the 90th, and then the penalty by Ukay Stov. We Real Madrid lapho ke yasiyawina ngo 5-0. These days of 5-0 is the easiest score. People just hit 5-0s, 5-2s, 5-3s, 5-1. Kunzima ngempela in soccer. And then we continue. One of the biggest games that we were expecting, Atletico Madrid was hosting Liverpool, of which Liverpool won away game of the goals by Ibrace, Salah and Keita. Lapha ke na Griezmann did Ibrace for Atletico. Well done to Atletico, but they're in a second spot, of which Liverpool is leading phezulu charts with 9 points. I'm so happy for Griezmann because he's been criticized in Barcelona after his departure because he didn't do well. But now usebuyisa isithunzi sakhe after that game. Siyaqhubeka Inter Milan ibidlala neSheriff, of which Sheriff was beaten by Inter Milan, which were hosting game 3-1. Ajax were hosting Dortmund, of which is one of the games that I would disappoint you with the results. Ajax beat Borussia Dortmund 4-0. At that score, most of us, we weren't expecting the score. Maybe we were expecting 2-1s, 1-0, but it was a 4-0. The mistakes the Dortmund they made, they took Ajax for granted, and Ajax came so furious because the first goal was an own goal, which shows that Ajax was attacking furiously, and the goals by Lapage Uplind and Anthony and O'Hela. It was a very tough game, and siyaqhubeka with the results. UEFA Champions League, I'm still going to surprise you with the scores. Also, Porto were hosting AC Milan. Porto were able to win 1-0 at home, and then RB Leipzig winning 3-1 against the Wolves back. And then Barcelona were hosting Dynamo, of which Barcelona won 1-0, doing Roman Koeman good the goal by PK evuselela isithunzi seBarcelona sibuyela emumva. And then masiqhubeka, Lille were hosting Sevilla, of which they draw 0-0, taking 1 point. Manchester United, the game I talked about, the rescue from Cristiano Ronaldo scoring the third goal, isizophela match 3-2 against the Atalanta. Then Zenit were hosting Juventus, of which Juventus took another 3 points in the league, in their group. I'm hoping it's on the first spot, but how the things are standing. Then Benfica were hosting Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich is still doing wonders. Angisakwazi nokubala amagoli abo ukuthi how many goals they've scored already for this year. They are winning with many goals. In this match, they won 4-0 against Benfica. Then Chelsea were hosting Malmo, of which Chelsea won 4-0, where Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner got injured in the first half. Just imagine, both players were already down, and they seeked immediately the doctors and look we are hoping the stars are coming back, because they are the hope of Chelsea to take a Champions League, and also focusing on the league. And the way Tuchel before the show I said is promising find a solution to these problems. Young Boys were hosting Villarreal, of which Villarreal won 4-1, beating Young Boys. And the next coming match azoqala on November 2, And then ke competition enye ke eqhubekayo ekhona UEFA Europa of which nakhona ngine there is a history that has been made lapho has been added in the books. The games adlalile there are only two idlale ngolesibili enye siyadlala izolo. Other games azobe siyadlala namhlanje zonika ukuthi kudlala nani. Eqala kwa-Celtics ibidlala ne-Federal Conference of which ke i-Celtic winile ngo-2-0. Then on this game ebichazisa England kakhulu ukuthi ke Leicester City were able to beat Spartak Moscow bewili lapha be-Russia bawine ngo-4-3 against ke Sparta of which ke nakhona Sparta were leading the match and then ke yasebuya ngo-4 goals ke Leicester City on the second half as well but ke the goals it doesn't surprise ukuthi they were only scored by one person of which is Daka who was sold by Issaisberg and now he's in Leicester City and he's building his name and he's going up. We hope for good things for him. And also as well again NBA has opened. It's live, it's happening. Let me just quickly go ukuthi ke kuqale kanjani. Yesterday kuqale ke ama Maverick Bucks abedlala nama Brooklyn Nets the rivalry. Ama Bucks awinile ngo-127 of 104 of which ke bathatha their first win in the league. The Lakers were hosting Warriors. Warriors were fighting Impela. They beat ama Lakers of which ke I mentioned before. Lakers aren't doing very well these days but we're hoping good things since it's their first game. We're hoping with Pamisa Masogisi 114 of 121 and then again today namhlanje amamesha adlale kanjena ke Hornets were hosting Pacers of which ke ama Pacers weren't able ukuthi be pacing impela. They were beaten 123 of 122. Pistons were hosting Bulls of which ama Bulls winning ngo-94 of 88. Ama Knicks were hosting Celtics ama Knicks ke enter 138 of 134. Raptors were playing against the Wizards of which Wizards are winning 98 of 83. Timberwolves are hunting Impela. They were hunting Rockets abahlulwa nge-124 of 106. Pelicans are hosting ama Philadelphia Sixers. We know Philadelphia Sixers is one of the big club. They won 117 of 97. Then Grizzlies were hosting Cavaliers of which Grizzlies were hosting. They won 132 of 121. Spurs were hosting Magic and the Magic weren't able to do their magic they usually do. They were beaten 123 of 97. Jazz versus Thunder. Altumanga Jazz and then Jazz were able to win 107 of 87. Trailblazers were hosting Kings. Yama Kings again Jalo. They are always showing who the real Kings are. They win away game 124 of 121. Phoenix Suns were hosting Nuggets of which game Nuggets were able to beat some Suns home 110 of 198. And then again tomorrow Ngowane game azobedlala kanje Hawks nama Mavericks, Hearts versus Bucks and also Warriors hosting Clippers. And then on Saturday sibeqala ke another matches ngizobe sengiqhubeka now. But the lastly but not least Olympic Games by the way before I go to the last results azobeqala next year. Winter Olympic Games azobe seke Beijing China azoqala ngo-2 February. Let me check the dates. Confirm. Yes, they are starting on February 2 as a pelling of February 20. I hope we get prepared to lapo. I hope you are ready for the games. Winter Games here. I will be in Beijing, Tokyo. And then again the matches from I'm just gonna start on Tuesday. The matches on Tuesday 19 October cricket T20 is still continuing there. Game 5 Scotland against the Papua New Guinea of which Scotland is winning got 17 runs after the they were able to do 65 9 wickets after 20 overs, of which came upon New Guinea weren't able to do the score. They were all out at 19.3 over. And then again, Bangladesh were hosting Oman, of which Bangladesh won by 26 runs, finishing all the overs, doing 153 all out. And then again, Oman weren't able to cover the score. They were able to do 127 and 9 wickets in the game. Yesterday, kudlala Netherlands against Namibia. Namibia won by 6 wickets and 6 balls left in the game. Bekushubile, tough. They were able. Netherlands were able to do 164, 4 wickets, and then again Namibia were able to do 166, beating them ngamabhola nje ayi-2 kuphela. They went over eyodwa. Sri Lanka were hosting Ireland. We know that Sri Lanka is one of the best. They beat them with 70 runs, doing 171 runs off 7 wickets, 20 overs, and they were able to do 101 runs all out at the 18.3 over. And then here today, there's a match that is playing currently. Bangladesh is playing against New Guinea, which is the game 9 of 45. Bangladesh choose to bat Kala, and then Bangladesh already is at 144, 4 wickets, 17.1 over in the game. I got bet New Guinea. You can go and check it out. Imeshige Isadlala by the way. Today, Mameshas will play Oman in Scotland, and then you get tomorrow in Namibia and Ireland, and then you get Sri Lanka and New Zealand, and then on Saturday Australia is hosting South Africa on the 13th match. Saturday again ningakhohlwa ngo-12 imeshi South Africa izobidlala ye-T20. South Africa idlala ne-Australia. Don't miss out. Because we are here in South Africa, but asinalo iti. Let me just quickly go to the squad in South Africa. I see David Miller there, Van der Duisen, Bavuma, okay. Tikok, Doche, Rabada, Maharaj, Ngidi, Williams, Shamsi. This is a squad. But these are the players. The players that you know. Bakona bonke esquadini. Minage, Nkosy SA, Guisho. I know today I finished a little bit earlier than usual. It's because today being in Patele just to make things easier, just give you the sports news and also give you the results all in one. Testing kuzobanjani, because giving you the scores only I don't think is enough, but I want to do it for you. I'm doing it all, making it all simple on this show here on Car Radio. It's the day the sport bars every Tuesday and Thursday from hour of 12 until 2 o'clock. Nxumalo Konala doing the sports here as well. On Tuesday I usually do sports, and then I usually do scores, and then on Thursday I just bring you the news, and also as well. As I said before, this is myself, Nkosy SA. Before ngiphume out, just quickly go into our page Car Radio and like our page, and also go to YouTube and subscribe on our YouTube channel Car Radio, and put the notification bell so that you won't miss each and every show when you go live here on Car Radio. By the way, Car Radio is an online radio and is broadcasting 24 hours. You find us each and every time you open the radio. Noma Inini, you're gonna find us here. Just tune in. Go to tune in and search Car Radio 1. You're gonna find us or stream us, and then also just go to Radio Box, search Car Radio. You're gonna find us even live there. Just here when you buy your data, listen to us here on Car Radio, and then also follow myself, Nkosy SA, under one name, Nkosy SA Nxumalo on Facebook and Nkosy SA Nxumalo on Instagram. Sengiphuma angiphumi ngedwa. Ngizobe senginishiya in the Queen of the Palace. Queen of the Palace ithi we are taking over. In this world we are taking over. We are taking over in sports. I'm coming back on Tuesday. Ngizobe ngithi seize the day. It's a sport buzz. Ngilethele scores. Thank you for tuning in the show. Catch me same time, same place. I I love you.